You know, people get up every day, they do the same thing. They tell themselves they're going to change their life one day, and they never do. I'm going to change mine.
It's never too late. If you're alive, you can get better. If you're alive right now, you can improve your condition. You can improve your situation, and it starts with improving the way you think. That's the most important thing. The way you think of things, the way you address things, you've got to change that. And you got to look at things objectively, and you got to be brutally honest with yourself. And the more you bullshit yourself, the more it's going to be difficult. You're literally throwing weights on your back and making it harder to move forward.
One life. Why aren't we running like we're on fire towards our wildest dreams? We got one shot at this. Why aren't we like the crazy one? I want people to look at me, that guy's nuts. Good. I got one shot at this life. I'd rather you call me crazy and a dreamer than a settler or not know me at all.
People say, I don't like how things are. Change it. I don't like my body. Change it. I don't like my relationship. Change it. I don't like the way I feel. Change it. But in order to change it, you got to get yourself in the right, what, my friends? State. You got to change your physiology. You got to change your breath. You got to change your voice. You got to make that change. If you just try to take massive action in a low state, it won't happen.
In order for something new to come, something old must go. And that old can sometimes mean let go of what you know until now. Empty the cup and start from the beginning.
You can't wait for everything to be perfect to start living your life.
The fastest way to change your life is start making some real decisions. And I know it's hard initially. The other part is it's just that the more you make decisions, the more decision-making muscles you get, you know what I mean? So the first step is to make some. Maybe make some small ones that you can do and get some momentum. But the more decisions you make, the faster it gets. I think the whole idea that I have to make the right decision is the wrong way to look at it. My whole view has been not deciding is the worst decision.
What story would it be if my fucking fat, dumb, lying to be friends with people, insecure ass can overcome this shit? And that what if mentality, like that dreamer mentality, just would always fuel me.
I don't want to live in a hole anymore. It makes me feel poor.
We are poor, but we're happy.
Comme ci, comme ça. Anyway, the views are better above ground. Honey, I'm 7 non-Fox years old now. My father died at 7.5. I don't want to live in a hole anymore. And I'm going to do something about it.
Change the little things, and over time, you can change your life. But if you don't change what you're doing and how you do it, nothing else will change.
Once you change one thing, your mindset, you can attack everything.
You cannot change your life unless you change something. If you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got.
Something in you has to wake up. And usually the only person that can wake it up is you.
Nobody else at the moment has the power to change you unless you have that initial spark and say, I must do something. I don't want this anymore. In order for something new to come, something old must go.
If you will change, everything will change for you. To have more, you simply have to become more. And then he said, don't wish it was easier, wish you were better.
There's been many, many people that have just put their foot down and said, enough. I'm going to change my life. And they don't take any excuses, and they feel way, way better.
No matter how much emotion and feeling you may have or how much hurt you may have, life has to go on. Life doesn't stop for anybody. So if you don't process that and understand that, you're stuck in whatever time period you got hurt forever.
Change is inevitable. So here's what's going to happen. No matter what's going on in your life, it's not permanent. Everything is going to change. So there's two things you can do with change. You can react to it or you can participate in it. It's gonna change anyway. So if you keep waiting around, you're gonna have to react to the change. So what you gotta start doing is you gotta start anticipating that it's going to change and just start living your life with the preparation for change. No matter what you're doing, you could be doing more. Remember that.
Be willing to change, to try something new. Keep your mind open and fluid and flexible. Be willing to accept feedback from your environment and correct your course. This is a key quality of peak performers. They're not rigid, they're flexible. Remember, it's not what you have, but what you do with what you have that separates winners from losers.
You could be the one in your family to change the trajectory of your bloodline. I'm the one in my family. And it is important for you to take that pen back that people have written in your book of life and realize there's many other pages that are blank that you could start rewriting how the story goes. But you have to give yourself permission first. Permission to heal. Permission to realize that you're not broken, that you are lovable, you are worthy, that you are capable. You have everything you need. There's not a goddamn thing that someone else has that you don't have.
Some people can sit around and wait for the opportunity to change like this, and then they get the fuck up. Some people strike when that iron's hot. Other people just keep on striking until the fucking blade's so hot it slices through anything. Some people get up in the middle of a snowstorm or a rainstorm, pushes through, listen to their pride, not their ego. And what happens? The sun comes out, birth of a new day, new opportunities. We're living. We're not waiting for it to pass by. Your greatest moment, your greatest hour will be right after your worst hour is there.
And when we look around at the world and we look at all the problems and we look at all the chaos, we have to take responsibility for ourselves for creating it. We have a bunch of people that want to point fingers and defer responsibility off to anything and everything except the one thing that can change their entire lives. And that's looking in the fucking mirror and saying, fuck you, man. You did this to me. You made me this way, and I'm gonna fix it. And I'm gonna fix it by controlling all the things I can control.
Don't ever be ashamed of anything you've done in your life. Face it, fix it, make it better.
Today is the day that I will look back 10 years from now and say, that was the day that everything changed. And because you took that responsibility and because you became that person that you know you're supposed to become, the world will become a better place. And until all of us understand that nothing changes until we recognize and we must change, until that happens, nothing will change. It is on us.
It's not what happens to you, but how you respond to what happens to you that counts. In the final analysis, your response to the adversity of life is the real measure of who you are and what you're made of.
What would you do if you weren't afraid? And I love thinking about that when I'm thinking about big life decisions. Like, what would I do if I weren't afraid? And it's usually like the big one, the bigger thing that I really want to do, but I'm afraid to do it. It's like, that's what I should do.
Well, you should be afraid of taking risks and pursuing something meaningful. But you should be more afraid of staying where you are if it's making you miserable. You're paying a price by sitting there being miserable. And you might say, well, the devil I know is better than the one I don't. It's like, don't be so sure of that. The clock is ticking. Yeah, and if you're miserable in your job now and you change nothing, in 5 years, you'll be much more miserable and you'll be a lot older.
If you play it safe, you're gonna exist. You only get to live when you take risk. Ain't no living in safety. You can't be the man if you don't jump.
I will never wish for fewer epic stories at the end of my life. And I've never regretted failures. I've always regretted things that I didn't try.
Just get started. The longest time in the world
is the hesitation between thought and action.
Where you are in life right now is not who you are, okay? Who you were has created the life that you're living right now, but who you are is a different version of yourself. You have felt pain. You have learned lessons, hopefully. You have gone through things that previous self didn't know or hadn't experienced. And now you are equipped with a different perspective, with different skills, and a better understanding of what decisions need to be made to change the outcome that you are currently living in.
You have to explore, examine the insides of yourself. And what do you really want out of life? Your friend and a lot of people out here just don't fucking want it.
Getting better isn't a hack or a trick or a one change that you need to make. Getting better is a campaign. It's a campaign. It's a daily, a weekly, it's an hourly fight. An incessant fight that doesn't stop against weakness and against temptation and against laziness. It's a campaign of discipline.
Right now in life, your family is looking for that one guy right now. They're looking for that one guy who's strong, who's that pillar for the family in hard times. Make sure they look around and find you. These are the times right now for you to step up. Be that guy that can take anything. Stay hard.
If tomorrow wasn't promised, what would you get for today? Forget everything else. Forget that there was any sunlight left. What would you spend today? We get one opportunity in life, one chance in life to do whatever you're gonna do, to lay your foundation, to make whatever mark you're gonna make, whatever legacy you're gonna leave your legacy.
This is your new life. Take it or leave it. There's no happiness about it. There's no peace behind it. And that's the one thing, if I could teach anybody anything, it just fucking sucks. And it's gonna continue to suck. And then one day you get to a special part of your life that it might get a little bit better.
It's waking up early and going to bed late and grinding out every second in between. Every single day. So, you wanna get better? You want to self-improve? Stop looking for a shortcut and go find your alarm clock, find your discipline, and find your guts and your passion and your drive and find your will. And then you will find your freedom.
You're not a loser. You've just made decisions that have created an environment that feels like it. Acknowledge that. Take responsibility for that. Start making better decisions right fucking now. And before you know it, you'll be living a different life. Things will look better. You will feel better. You will have better friendships. You will have better relationships. You will have higher income. You will have a much better quality of existence. But you cannot do that if you identify your current living situation as your identity. It is simply not true.
What's stopping people from achieving their highest purpose and potential in life? And I said the story that they just tell themselves.
The decisions that you made back then produce this environment, and the decisions you make today will produce the environment later. And whether that environment turns out to be something that you want or more of the same of what you have right now has to do with you taking responsibility and understanding that life is inputs and outputs.
It's all about mindset. That's it, man. You have to change the dialogue within your head.
Start coating your mind with gratitude. It'll change everything for you.
If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task and another. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter, If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right.
I was honest. Look at yourself, man. Look at yourself. And it was that day I just got real with myself. And every day I came home, I called the accountability mirror. What am I going to do today to change what I see in this mirror?
I've looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something.
Take it as a challenge. Everything that hurts you, find a way to overcome it. Everything that you feel is difficult for you, find a way to still do it.
How many times do you have to hear, if nothing changes, nothing changes? Right? We all have heard this. I don't even know where it comes from. I probably heard that first when I was 10 years old. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And yet, somehow we expect things to change. We expect things to change. You think you're going to get in better shape. You think you're going to get more money. You think your relationship is going to improve. You think you're going to get promoted. You think you're going to get a raise. You think the world is going to get better without you doing anything, but it isn't.
There is no blaming your life on anybody else. Contrary to what victim culture says, contrary to what's popular on the internet, contrary to what everybody cries about and blames everything on, it's just not true. You control most, not a little bit, most of the things that are going to make the difference in your life. You control what you eat. You control what you consume. You control what information you put in your brain. You control how much you move. You control who you associate with. You control what decisions you make. And all of those things create a much more real reality than anything else that you could blame on anybody else.
And every day, I'm set back. So this is what I would tell your boy. This is exactly what I tell him. Every day you wake up, you're gonna probably be set back for the first 4 weeks before you lose to significant weight because of the mind's gonna be fucking with you the whole time. There's no dopamine. There's no dopamine in there at 300 pounds. You got nothing. Your hormones are shot. You have to envision something that is more powerful than you. Something has to get you out of bed. And you have to create it.
You got to have somebody, whether it's yourself or a friend or somebody that's going to say, look, did you do what you said you were going to do by this time? And if you don't, hold your feet to the fire. Because, I mean, just sitting around dreaming someday, someday I'm going to get a different job. Someday I'm going to change this. Well, someday ain't a day of the week. There's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Look on your calendar. Some days not on there. So you got to say, okay, I'm going to take this small step by here, this small step by there, this small step by there. And then pretty soon, we don't leap tall buildings in a single bound. We take it a floor at a time.
You don't have the right to be sad. You never even had the guts to tell Margaret how you feel. Listen, if you leave things the way they are now, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. Telling her might not change anything, but at least you'll have closure.
Wins and losses come a dime a dozen. But effort, nobody can judge effort. Because effort is between you and you. Effort ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. Because every day is a new day. Every moment is a new moment. So now you got to go out and show them that I'm a different creature now than I was 5 minutes ago. Because I'm pissed off for greatness. Because if you ain't pissed off for greatness, that means you okay with being mediocre. There ain't no man in here okay with being just spacing. So let's do what we do.
A friendly reminder that in 3 generations, everyone who knew us will be dead, including the people whose opinions stopped you from doing what you wanted all along. Imagine that someone you know achieves every dream and hits every goal they have. Years later, they get old and die. 2 years after that, how much do you care? About as much as everyone else will if you accomplish your goals and dreams. Do it for you.
You have to change some things or nothing will change. So make changes and start little. Get up a little bit earlier. Get a workout done. It doesn't have to be epic. It doesn't have to be epic. You don't have to do a 3-hour leg day, but get up and get something done.
Going to happen. It has to happen. And that's the fact. Like, there's no get out of jail free card, bro. None. I gotta start now. And after I get back from starting, I gotta start again. And when I get done with that run or that study session, if it wasn't good enough, I gotta go back again. Because repetition is what taught me everything. So you can honestly outwork anything.
In the next season of your life, that the person who walked away from you know what they're missing. You better do something with your life. Did you look at me? You better do something so strong and so big with your life that they have to sit on the couch and say, that's the one that got by. Man,
I want to do this thing, and then I hear all these other voices of reasons why I shouldn't do it, or why somebody else will say, like, that's bad, or you're bad, or like, that's wrong, whatever. It doesn't matter whether I achieve all of my goals or I don't achieve all of the goals. In 3 generations, I'll be forgotten, and the only people who were naysaying against me will also be dead. And so then it's like, just do it for me. And then when I wake up every day, there's only one voice I have to listen to.
A lot of times I'll be in a 200-mile run or something like that, and I'm all jacked up. Body's broken, mind's broken, spirit's broken. I started to say, what if I can pull this off? When I first walked into the Navy SEAL recruiter's office, he looked at me and said, there's only been 35 African Americans in 70 years make it through. You know what I said to myself? What if I can be the 36th?
Today, I'm going to do something different because I'm going to change the pattern. I'm going to change the pattern. I'm going to make it work for me because this life is worth living. So I give myself permission to be great. And I think what happens is, by giving yourself permission, other people see that and they get frustrated because they're like, how did he figure it out? Because all I did was answer the call to my own greatness. Your ass is still wondering where the call is coming from. It's already there. Just pick up the phone.
It's the what if I can pull off a fucking miracle. What if I can become someone that no one thinks I can be? And just me talking about that, I have the hair going up on my arms because it makes me just like, what if?
This 30 seconds is your life passing you by, an opportunity to change. It's your prerogative. Do you want to go down the fucking path you have right now of your life and where it's going? Or do you see an alternate path that's not flatline, but climbing up an echelon of remembrance, a possibility where dreams exist, legacy exists, the possibility of change is within the grasp of these hands.
The important thing to realize as well is the next year is going to go by whether you're doing something about your life or not. I mean, we're sitting here right now. The next 10 months are going to go by whether somebody is working to make change or whether they're not. Well, you know what? You make those incremental changes, and then, you know, pretty soon in December you go, hey, I'm way better off than I was at the end of February. So you made little changes and they all added up. And if you don't, by the end of the year, you're just in deeper. So every little bit matters.
Hell yeah, we lost the game, but so what? So what? I kept something inside of me so bad last night. A 17-year-old child. You know about the child, coach. He passed 10 a.m. yesterday morning. Of bone cancer. His mama called me bowling. So sometimes you gotta ask yourself, how great is your pain? If he give you another opportunity to come back and do it again. We got an opportunity to keep going, man. Let's be strong as a team, man. Let's be who we are.
if I'm trying to convince myself, oh, come, just 5 more minutes, it's a bad idea. Yeah, so that's why I really got used to it rings, and then it's really like, in a way, I try to get out of bed as quick as possible. Then it's done. But in the moment where I start to get comfortable again, it becomes just more difficult. It's because that mind always wants to trick you and test you and challenge you.
We have to find our new norm. Our new norm is something like this. When I was going through SEAL training, it was only supposed to be 6 months. I was there for 18 fucking months. Kept on getting set back and set back and set back. You gotta change your mindset to know my whole job now is at 4 o'clock in the morning. I get the shit kicked out of me for 18 months. You gotta create that new norm. That has to be your lifestyle. You are the master of your own mind. Create that masterpiece. Be proud of yourself at the very end of it all.
Build momentum. You can do it. Anyone can do it. Do that and be the hero of your own movie.
The only way for you to be free is to take responsibility and say, man, you know what? This is my fault. I did create this. And you want to talk about what real freedom is? That's real freedom, because now you can make any decision you want to produce the outcome that you're seeking to have. So stop thinking this is someone else's fucking fault, and stop talking about freedom, and stop talking about someone else coming to save the day, or somebody has to do something. That somebody is, and always has been, and always will be, you.
Confidence and belief, you're building every day. And so something's got to give. And I'm willing to forgo a lot of things to have that. So yeah, I don't sleep sometimes, and sometimes I don't eat the right way, and sometimes I don't do this and do that and whatever, man. But you put me in a room of 10,000 people any time of the day, and I walk in there thinking I'm the baddest motherfucker in here. Because I know what it took to be on this stage, and a lot of people will not do that. So that's what it takes.
Empty the cup and start from the beginning. It's not easy to do, but at the moment it's the only way that I see how something that is blocked can be brought back to movement. You must spill the old tea and pour in new one. Then things look different.
Whatever I wrote and their mom wrote in their book of life, they've got all these different pages left. But most of us are always reading through those pages that other people wrote, not realizing that at some point the pen was handed back to us, and we have all these blank pages left, and we can write how the story goes from this day forward. And that story is what's limiting most people from achieving their higher purpose and potential.
This workout right here is right here in your home. Your confidence, secure. We're going to build that confidence up so we can embark on the third-party subjective natures of the world and beat them down and rise superior above them. It all starts with 30 seconds, believe it or not. Everything starts with the first step. You guys came here. You guys had that in you. I'm going to enhance it.
But they're normal people that knew they needed to make a change. And they decided they were going to make a change, and then they made it. And that is what I do. And that is what you can do too. If you have something to change, if you want to change something, change it. Change it now.
We need to make us stronger again. Very simply said, this society is too weak.
It's a luxury to pursue what makes you happy. It's a moral obligation to pursue what you find meaningful. And that doesn't mean it's easy. It might require sacrifice.
If you don't jump, if you don't take that chance, you're never gonna be what you see out there sailing. Now, the problem with jumping, there is a problem. And There's nothing I can do to safeguard you from this. When you jump, I guarantee you this, parachute is not going to open right away.
But one of the things that really motivates me, or one of my most powerful motivational frames, is thinking about the person that I want to become as the destination. And thinking like, I want to be bulletproof. And then I think, if I were to make that man, what would I put that man through to make him who he is? Like, it wouldn't be easy times. It wouldn't be quick wins. It wouldn't even be easy wins. It would be the toil and the struggle of achieving and reaching for things that are right out of grasp.
Some people see the thing that they want, and some people see the thing that prevents them from getting the thing that they want. I could only see the bagels. He could only see the line. And so I walked up to the line. I leaned in between two people, put my hand in the box, and pulled out two bagels. And no one got mad at me, because the rule is you can go after whatever you want. You just cannot deny anyone else to go after whatever they want.
All these things in the military that I accomplished, you're gonna get the VFW award, you get to be honored here, honored there. And I'm like, God, this isn't me. Like it says David Goggins, I was an Ecolab guy, I sprayed for cockroaches, and I'm 300 pounds. It said here I'm 185. It says here I got a bachelor's and a master's. It says all these things. And God goes, no, that's who you were supposed to be.
I'm gonna see what happens when I decide that I am qualified. What happens when I decide for myself that I'm gonna do something different?
Everything's gonna go south on you. Everything's gonna go south, and you're gonna say, this is it. This is how I end. Now you can either accept that, or you can get to work. That's all it is.
Listen to me, if you wake up in the morning and it kills you to get in the shower and put your clothes on, get in that car and drive to your job, you hate it so bad, get out. You are in the wrong place, you don't belong there. Get up and go out. As long as you know what you want to do, you wake up every day grinding and just working toward that goal.
For as long as there is no hope that anybody could do the thing, lose the weight, that means that you have an excuse. What? Adele hasn't done it. I don't need to do it.
Right.
No one else within the particular community has ascended and found that they're able to get in a relationship with a woman or be attractive to a woman or have a conversation with a woman. Therefore, I don't have to. But the delta is felt. They say the true hell is when the person that you are meets the person you could have been.
Ooh. You think when you're young that you have all this time. You have no time. There's no time. I mean, one of the quotes on the wall in the gym in there is, there is no tomorrow. From Rocky 3, there is no tomorrow. That shit. Let's get all this shit done today.
And so it doesn't mean that I'm asking you to commit to be successful. I'm asking you to commit to keep running, to keep walking the marathon. Even if you have to pant and you have to slow down, you just can't stop.
You understand you got this opportunity one time, right? And this is how you're spending it? You think it's all just a joke right now because you're young, huh? You think you got all the time in the world to get your life back in your hands. Well, let me tell you, you're going to think that way every single day. And one day you're going to be 30. One day you're going to be 40 and 50. And guess what? Because you didn't want to make the change now, you're going to suffer later.
And so the best way to hit next year's goals is to not wait until next year to work on them. It's to start now. Because I'll tell you this, if you feel like you need a special occasion to begin making your life better, then it assumes that a special